Our beloved professor in EdD705, Teacher Education and Management, Dr. Teresa Cosico. Fellow classmates, good day. I and Sir NACOR is tasked to discuss about the topic Continuing Professional Development. We all know that learning is a continuous process. There are still a lot of things we can improve in our job as teachers even as we go through this pandemic. And this topic of ours are quite timely because we need to learn things on how we can survive or how will education continues amidst this pandemic. In this topic, we are expected to explain why CPD is necessary for professional teachers, discuss pertinent provisions of CPD Act of 2016 and other related legal documents, and commit to continuing professional development. Before I go on with the topic, let me share to you these quotes from an unknown author. A vision without action is a daydream, and action without vision is a nightmare. All of us have a vision towards our own perspective, goal, and mission to live with that dream. This quote is a Japanese proverb which says or states that if you have really good thoughts, but you don't do anything about them, you're just daydreaming. If you act without thinking, then you will get yourself into trouble. These thoughts, now that you have the vision, you can take the action. Actions that can make your vision from yourself grow and develop. This simply means that whatever the plan is, you should make a way or do some ways to make it successful. You must work towards it. Your daily activities must be directed towards a particular target or determination. You must know what you are doing in order to have a successful mission. As we all know, teaching is one of the oldest occupations in the Philippines. It is one of the most respected too. A teacher used to be regarded as a paragon of virtues, an infallible source of knowledge, an unfailing guide in times of trials and difficulties. During those days, teachers in the community are respected and looked up by the people as dignified and honorable, even up to now. During those days, the maestro and the maestra of the olden times were bound to follow three requirements. First, continuous improvement and perfection in their areas of expertise. Second, leading a life of impeccable reputation. Third, demonstrated service to their fellow men. For generations, these three standards guided the practice of teaching. On our undergrad studies or even on our own readings, we have studied that teachers of antiquity like Socrates, Aristotle, Plato, Buddha, Lao Tzu, Confucius, and many others were engaged in continuous perfection in their areas of expertise. Such continuous perfection constitutes what we now call CPD or Continuing Professional Development. Moving forward, What is CPD? If you can still remember, this has been a viral issue upon the DepEd when the Congress passed into law on the implementation of the CPD. Continuing Professional Development, or CPD, anchors itself to the provision of the Philippine Constitution, specifically Article 14, Education, Science and Technology, Arts, Culture and Sports, Section 5.4, which states, "The state shall enhance the right of teachers to professional advancement. Non-teaching academic and non-academic personnel shall enjoy the protection of the state." It is also stated on the Code of Ethics for Teachers, Section 3, Article 4. It states that every teacher shall participate in the continuing professional education, or the CPE program of the PRC, and shall pursue such other studies as well as improve his efficiency, enhance the prestige of the profession, and strengthen his competence, virtues, productivity in order to be a national and international competitive. On the other hand, continuing professional development refers to the process of tracking and documenting the skills, knowledge, and experience that you gain both formally and informally as you work, beyond any initial training. It is a record of what you experience, learn, and then apply. Talking about the side of education, the term professional development may be used in reference to a wide variety of specialized training, formal education, or advanced professional learning intended to help administrators, teachers, and other educators improve their professional knowledge, competence, skill, and effectiveness. CPD also refers to the inculcation of advanced knowledge, skills, and ethical values in a post-licensure specialization or in an inter- or multidisciplinary field of study for assimilation into professional practice, self-directed research, or lifelong learning. We professionals need to update and upgrade our professional skills in order to adapt with a fast-changing world. CPD also refers to inculcation of advanced knowledge, skills, and ethical values, a post-licensure specialization, or in an inter- or multidisciplinary field of study for assimilation into professional practice, self-directed research, and or lifelong learning. This time, let us talk about why CPD is important. Continuing professional development is important because it ensures you continue to be competent in your profession. It is an ongoing process and continues throughout a professional career. It could also be a social protection and general welfare of the public. to promote and upgrade the practice of professions in a country, and to continuously improve the competence of the professionals in accordance with international standards and practice. To ensure contribution in uplifting the general welfare, economic growth, and development of the nation. To comply with the MRA or the Mutual Recognition Arrangement requirement anchored on the PQF or the Philippine Qualification Framework and AQRF or the ASEAN Qualification Reference Framework for ASEAN professionals. And last is to assure the qualifications competencies of Filipino professionals vis-a-vis ASEAN counterpart. What are the characteristics of effective professional development? According to John Dabble, external CPD is not supposed to be like Deliveroo, but sometimes it goes that way. You look at a menu, choose what you want, and someone peddles over what they've got and you consume it. Sometimes it can feel like it's off the back of the lorry and more DPD than CPD. Deliveroo is an online food delivery company founded by William Shu in 2013 in London, England. It operates in over 200 locations across the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, France, Belgium, Ireland, Spain, Italy, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Hong Kong, and the United Arab Emirates and Kuwait. Therefore, CPD should not be that way. Objectives of CPD program should be clear and should center the professional growth. Teacher professional development is often defined as structured professional learning that results in changes to teacher knowledge and practices and improvements in student learning outcomes. That was according to Darling, Hammond, Heiler, and Gardner. Research has illustrated that teacher competency and skill is directly correlated to student achievement. Policymakers, educators, parents, and students alike all have a vested interest in identifying the central aspects of effective teacher PD to enhance student outcomes. A CPD must be content focused. The content of the program must focus on the needs of the participants. A content-focused curriculum is significantly enhanced when a subject-specific PD is delivered in a job-embedded setting. Second, incorporates active learning. In professional development, teachers can learn more when they can interact directly with the new practices they are learning and draw connections to their classroom environment. Third, supports collaboration. The CPD program should promote collaboration among participants to achieve common goals. The more extensive the collaborative system is, the greater the likelihood is that effective PD will be properly implemented. Number 4. Uses models of effective practices. There are many ways to model effective practices. Therefore, finding the proper fit for each school's individual's need is key. Examples of models of effective practices reported in the reviewed studies includes videos or written cases of teaching, demonstration lessons, observation of peers, lesson plans, and curriculum materials like sample assessments and student work samples. Number 5. provide coaching and expert support. Coaching and mentoring often plays a crucial role in both modeling effective practices and job-embedded collaboration. Number 6. Offers feedback and reflection. Access to consistent and reliable feedback on performance as well as time for self-reflection is an essential aspect of effective PD. 7. Ease of sustained duration. Although has not yet identified a specific threshold for the duration of the effective PD programs, the traditional one-and-done workshop are not enough to affect meaningful change. And to end this topic of ours, I leave you these quotes from Albert Einstein. Education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. And to discuss pertinent provisions of CPT Act of 2016 and other legal related documents, I give you Sir Renan NACOR. Once again, good day, keep safe, and thank you for listening.
Education is a never-ending process. It doesn't stop after earning a degree and starting a career. Through continuing education, career-minded individuals can constantly improve their skills and become more efficient and proficient at their jobs. To our brilliant and dynamic course facilitator, Dr. Maria Teresa Di Cosico, my dear classmates, a pleasant day to each and every one. I am Mr. Renan NACOR, and today I will be discussing about historical and legal basis of continuing professional development, or the CPD. And the first legal basis of continuing professional development is the Batas Pambansa 232. This act is also known as the Education Act of 1982, or an act providing for the establishment and maintenance of an integrated system of education. In Chapter 3, Section 16, it states that every teacher or every professional, or as a professional, we have to accept or obligate ourselves or undertake the responsibility to uphold and sustain our professional growth and development or advancement, and of course to maintain professionalism in our behaviors at all times. And the next legal basis of continuing professional development is we have the Republic Act 9155, or also known as the Governance of Basic Education Act of 2001. It is an act constituting a framework of governance for basic education, establishing authority and accountability, renaming the Department of Education, Culture and Sports, the DEX, as the Department of Education, or the DepEd. This law lapsed on August 11, 2001, even without the President's signature pursuant to Section 27 of the Article 6 of the Constitution. And for Section 7A, in addition to his or her powers, duties, and functions under the existing laws, the Secretary of the Department of Education shall exercise overall authority and supervision over the operations of the department. He or she shall have the authority, accountability, and responsibility for enhancing the employment status, professional competence, welfare, and working conditions of all personnel of the department. The Section 7E is consistent with the national educational policies, plans, and standards. The school heads shall have the authority, accountability, responsibility for encouraging staff development. As a school head, it is particularly important for us to encourage teachers to pursue professional development, because it is not only to ensure the best learning outcomes for their pupils, but also to be more effective and satisfied in various other aspects of their work. For example, encourage them to enroll in masteral or doctoral, or let them attend seminars, trainings, or workshops, or even in school-based seminars like School Learning Action Cell, or the SLAC. And the next legal basis, we have the Republic Act 2836, or also known as the Philippine Teachers Professionalization Act of 1994. It is an act to strengthen the regularization and supervision of the practice of teaching in the Philippines, and by prescribing a licensure examination for teachers and for other purposes. The other salient points of the Republic Act 2836 are encourage professional growth and development, to provide additional basis for merit and promotion, and oral and written examination at least once in 5 years. Still in the Republic Act 7836, the board have the power, after due notice and hearing, to suspend or revoke the certificate of registration or of any registrant, to reprimand or to cancel the temporary or special permit of a holder thereof who is exempt from registration because of the following causes: the unjustified or willful failure to attend seminars, workshops, conferences, and continuing education program prescribed by the board and the commission. And for the Executive Order number 266, the commission is hereby authorized to undertake measures to implement effectively the continuing professional education, or what we call the CPE, of the Professional Regulatory Board under the supervision of the Professional Regulatory Commission, or what we call the PRC. It was signed and issued by the office of the former President Fidel V. Ramos on July 25, 1995. And the other salient points of the Executive Order number 266, we have the various profession plays a crucial role in nation building. It is imperative to impose upon registered professionals the completion of the continuing professional education programs, or the CPE. It is adopted by the concerned board as prerequisite for the renewal of their licenses. Still in the Executive Order number 266, we have upgrade or improve their technical knowledge and skills, to keep them abreast with the modern trends and technology in their respective professions, assuring the rendition of highly qualitative professional services, and be globally competitive under the General Agreement on Trades in Services, or GATS, and of course securing the safety and protection of the public. And the confidence and patronage of the public in the professional depends upon the competence and the quality of the service rendered. And now let's have the Republic Act 10912, or also known as the Continuing Professional Development Act of 2016. With the enactment of this law, CPD for all 43 professions regulated by the PRC, including the teacher profession, has become mandatory. The completion by the professional licensees of the Continuing Professional Education Programs, or the CPE, which was adopted by all boards, imposed as mandatory requirements for the renewal of the 43 professions. Last March 15, 2017, the Senate of the Philippines began the implementation of this republic, the Continuing Professional Development Act of 2016. It is a bill requiring professionals to undergo formal or informal learning programs before they can renew their license. It is upon the effectivity of the Resolution number 1032, or the Implementing Rules and Regulations, or IRR, of the Republic Act 10912. In Article 1, or the Declaration of Policy of the Republic Act 10912, it says that the state shall institute measures that will continuously improve the competence of the professionals. Another one, ensure their contribution in uplifting the general welfare, economic growth, and development of our nation. And for the number of CPD units, it is stated in Article 3 of Section 10 that the CPD is made as mandatory requirements in the renewal of Professional Identification Card, or the PICs, of all registered and licensed professionals. This table shows the credit units required for all the professional teachers under the Resolution number 11 series of 2017 of the Professional Regulatory Board for professional teachers. For the period of December 2017, the required credit units for every teacher is 15 credit units, and in January to December 2018, we have the 30 credit units for every teacher, and in January 2019 onwards, the number of credit units required is 45 credit units. Okay, let's have the ways by which professional teachers can earn credit units. Number 1, by professional track. Another one, academic track. Next, self-directed track. And the last, by productive scholarship. First, you have the professional track. These are trainings provided by the CPD providers accredited by the PRC. The participants are expected to participate to a training sponsored by the CPD Council, and if you serve as a resource speaker, a trainer, or demonstration teacher, you will be given 3 credit units per hour. Still, for professional track, if you serve as panelist or reactor, facilitator, or moderator, you will be given 2 credit units and 1 credit units per hour respectively. Also assigned by CPD Council to monitor the conduct of an approved CPD program. And for the academic track, for the program and activity, we have the master's degree or equivalent, or the completion of master's degree. The credit units to be given to a professional is 1 full credit units, and the supporting documents needed is we have the university certification or the diploma and transcript of records. Another one, we have the completion of candidacy to the doctorate program. The professional will be given full credit units upon completion of candidacy for compliance period. And of course, the supporting documents would be university certification or diploma and transcript of records. And if the professional has completed its doctorate degree, he has already a doctorate degree or equivalent, another full credit units for compliance period upon completion of the degree. Same with the requirements, the university certification, diploma, and transcript of records. Still, for academic track, if a professional has completed already its postdoctoral diploma, he will be given 30 credit units for an 18-month period. If he or she is a recipient of a professorial chair grant, he or she will be given 15 credit units per year, and or fellowship grant, he or she will be given 10 credit units per year. And for the self-directed track, these are trainings offered by non-accredited CPD providers and those professionals who serve as accreditor and engage themselves in study tours and socio-civic activities using the profession. They will be given 2 credit units per day. And if you are the participants on this training, be given 1 credit units for program as evaluated by the CPD Council. All you have to do is just to submit a certificate of attendance with number of hours, seminar programs, and list of participants. And for the productive scholarship, if you had developed a program or training module or a curriculum guide or any resource material, you will be given 10 credit units per module. And if you had written an article in a professional magazine or a technical or research paper, you will be given 10 credit units if it is published locally and 15 credit units if it is published internationally. Still, in a productive scholarship, if you write a book or monograph or comes up with an invention or creative work, you will be given 40 credit units for single author for book. And if you have received a professional and or lifetime achievement awards, you will be given 1 full credit units for compliance period. If we're talking about 1 full credit units, you will be given 45 credit units. That is good for 1 compliance period. Continuing Professional Development Plan. The purpose of a continuing professional development plan is to identify and record the learning and development of teacher plan to undertake to be effective in their career. This could be to improve and develop your performance in the current role or to enable them to move into their new role. Also, developing a personal CPD plan helps teacher leaders develop purposefully. Another one, a CPD plan should be made concrete in a simple and doable plan. Ideally, the CPD must be completed as the outcome for discussions during an appraisal or giving technical assistance to the teachers, and as a basis for completion of a training needs analysis. I have here an example of the teacher's individual plan for professional development, or IPPD. If you can see here, we have here the objectives, the methods, strategies, resources, time frame, and success indicator. If we're talking about objectives, it is all about competence, or what competence will you use or will you enhance. Example, we have to utilize appropriate tools for assessing authentic learning. And for the methods or strategies, it is about the activity will you undertake in order to achieve your goal or your objective. For example, your objective is to utilize appropriate tools for assessing authentic learning. In order to achieve that or to learn that, you have to attend seminars, you have to attend trainings, and even LAC sessions. For the resources, this would be what will you do to access these resources. Example is of course to request for the budget, and if you are the school head, you have to allocate budgets for the seminar, a particular seminar, or put that budgets in your annual implementation plan or the SI or your SIP. And then time frame, what do I expect to have accomplished? For example, twice a year, or you can have quarterly, or you can have monthly. It depends on your situation or the need of the school. And for the success indicator, what PPST or the Philippine Professional Standard for Teacher Competence would I have enhanced? Example is monitors regularly and provides feedback on learning's understanding of content. And what learners' performance would I have been improved? Of course, if your objectives, if you meet your objectives or your objectives will be successful, the interest in various learning environment of your pupils that responds to the aspiration of the community will also enhanced. Okay, for personal CPD plan, it includes training need, objective, activity, resources needed, time frame, expected output, and expected outcome. If we're talking about training need, what do I need to improve my teaching? Example, have the preparation of PowerPoint. Then your objective, what should I do to address my need? Your need is to prepare PowerPoint. So what will you do to address or to achieve that that training need? Of course, example, you have here to make PowerPoint for at least 5 lessons. Then your activity, what activity should I undergo to address my need? It's either you need a tutorial, or you have to attend seminars, or you have to browse in the internet that would answer your objective about making PowerPoint at least 5 lessons. And then resources needed for human, whose help do I need to address my need? Of course, you need to seek for the advice of the IT expert or teacher or expert of that field. And then for the materials, what are materials or how much cash do I need to address my need? Example, you have the laptop, the LCD, or you have to use also, or you are needing also strong internet connection, strong internet connectivity. Then for time frame, example, you have May, you put their specific date. Example is May 2018, or you can have annually, or quarterly, monthly, or weekly. Then expected output is 5 PowerPoint presentations. Then expected outcome, more interesting and more concrete lesson presentation, and improve students' scores. We have here joining professional learning community or communities of practice. The professional learning communities are PLCs, and school learning action cells or the SLACs. If we're talking about PLCs, it is an ongoing process in which the teachers or educators work collaboratively in recurring cycles of collective inquiry and action research to achieve better results for the pupils they serve. We're talking about learning action cell. It is also a group of teachers or educators who engage in collaborative learning sessions to solve shared challenges encountered in the school. Of course, it is facilitated by the school head or the designated LAC leader. Okay, let's have the frequently asked questions for the CPD. Number 1, what is CPD credit units? CPD credit units refer to the value of an amount of learning achieved from formal, informal, or non-formal learning, including professional work experiences, wherein credit units can be accumulated to predetermined levels for the award of the qualification. Okay, next question. Can I renew my PRC ID even if I don't have enough CPD units? The answer is yes. Even if you don't have the complete CPD units yet, you are allowed to renew your PRC license until December 2021. Again, you are not required to comply with the CPD requirements before December 2021. So this was announced last February 2019 when they released an updated implementing rules and regulations, or the IRR, for the CPD law. According to the memo, the PRC will not fully implement the CPD units requirements until after December 2021. Okay, next question. Who are not covered by the CPD requirement? Professionals working outside the country or working overseas. However, they need to provide proof such as valid certificate of employment or overseas employment certificate duly approved by POEA. And those newly licensed professionals for the first renewal cycle after obtaining their license. Before I end my report, let me share to you this quote from John Cotton Dana. Who dares to teach must never cease to learn. Learning is a continuous process which goes on throughout our life. For a teacher, it is more essential to enhance his approach of teaching through learning. I would like to explain my point by presenting a parable. Water overflows from a vessel when it is full. The more it receives, the more it delivers. Empty vessel cannot deliver water. Similarly, a teacher with more knowledge delivers more. Thank you very much, and once again, good day everyone.